Hey guys, it's 21 Maxwell here, and welcome to episode number 15 of my Glasgow Rangers save. This video should be going out live on Hogmanay or either New Year's Day, so you're either watching this one as you're preparing to go out and get absolutely steaming drunk, or you're sitting there, you're suffering with a massive hangover after a great night out last night. Hell, I could probably be doing the same right now, it's just this video is recorded a wee bit in advance and I still don't even know what I'm doing. But anyway guys, if it is after New Year you're watching this, I'll be a good Happy New Year and good luck for 2015. But I thought, with the theme of it being New Year, I thought in this video we're just going to quickly look over the team and the squad that is going to take us into the 2017-2018 season. We'll go through the transfers and then go through every player individually. We'll reflect on how they've done previously and just basically, how their seasons panned out previously with other clubs and with us before. So transfer history, this year as I say we've brought in Sandro from Barcelona. You've obviously heard him playing a couple of times for Barca in real life. There's a couple of stats there that do have potential written all over it. I really do like the mental stats. Physically I think he's got a lot to do. His stamina could be better, his balance, his agility, but there's raw physical attributes there. Technically, not the greatest thing out of the Barcelona academy, but his finishing, his dribbling and his first touching technique give me room to see that there's a decent player in with Sandro, and with him being worth £1.7 million, you hope we can maybe sell him on. Others were brought in, you already know about Gumbio and Quintilla, they've been here. Tyus Browning, getting raw potential in from Everton, I believe it was, in a Bosman. Yep, Everton, she's that many loan spells. Jose Maria Gimenez is back, Koric is in on loan, Brown, Gallagher and Gunnar. I say we'll reflect over the full of them. Once we get through the whole squad. The outs, we lost a lot of Bosmans, kind of people that weren't quite up to scratch, like Junape, who's ended up at Queen's Park on an amateur contract, although they have some baffling names. I think they'd like Derek Portenga or whatever, so there's a couple of decent names there. But like Satrota out for 45k, he's with Dundee United, he just never lived up to the hype. Ilya Ivanantic are out in loan. Barry Mackay, Robbie Crawford, they're all gone in free transfers. I get £2.1 million for Fabio Braga. Again, good potential and stuff, but at 25, there it was time to sell him on. He only played 9 games last season, and that allowed us to bring in somebody even better to replace him, so I thought it was good business. Apart from that, just a couple of 100k for Sergio Aguza. Again, didn't really feature much, but he's alright, he's decent. And then the likes your Callum Gallagher's, Lewis Dunks, and Craig Halkett's. And then people like Billy Mackay, Osman Sow, and João Serrano, who just didn't progress to the first team. So, talking of the first team, we'll go through the whole team, just showing everybody where they could be in a couple of years' time, how they've done so far, and if they do have a good future here. Start off, Cammy Bell. I mean, he's alright, he's not been our number one keeper because of Kevin Trapp, I think he'd be a solid SPL keeper. I just think we try and distribute well, so his kicking at 10 wasn't very good. His aerial ability let me down, he wasn't very commanding, that's only an 11. It's just small stats like that, throwing, rushing out, they could be a lot better. Great reflexes, but everything else was kind of like, meh, not great. Again, mentally, you need a keeper to lead at times, his leadership was pretty poor. Physically, it wasn't too bad, but I just felt we needed a better keeper, a bigger name, to give us a better safety net. As you can see from last season, he did well for me in the Championship, he did well for me in our first Premier League season, but to be honest, 21 clean sheets in over 70 games, you kind of need to question that, especially at Rangers, so it made the right decision to bring in Mr. Trapp, who, as you can see here, the kicking's better at 12, the one-on-ones is good, the reflexes is good, rushing out is great, commanding, decent communicator, but stuff like positioning's good, his concentration, composure, bravery, anticipation, and even physically a much better keeper. His wages are up to nearly 15k, but at £3.6 million, that's a great potential for a massive sell on. I'm hoping to target about 9 million for him, hopefully. So hopefully get him tied up to a long term contract. The worrying thing is, as you can see there, on the start of this season, 5 games, 8 conceded, no clean sheets. And last season he only got 12 from 38, but he's been decent. I can't argue with him, to be honest. He did win his league title, and the fact that he's got clubs like Everton looking at him means we could sell him for a good bit of money. Next up to say is Jose Maria Gimenez. You'll remember him from the World Cup at Uruguay. The young Atletico Madrid defender, only 22. We managed to get him on loan again after coming in last season. He's just obviously not going to be the finished article, that's why he's us. But the tackling's good, the marking's good, the heading's good, a lot of the mentals are good, especially at 22. There's a couple of things they can work on, but I mean, they could end up being 14s, 15s, he could be a solid signing, and he's obviously still developing physically. You see here, we got him in loan last season, 21 appearances, 2 player of the matches, 7.40 rating. He's been injured this year, but 1 goal in his game so far, and he gets 7.90, so he's been really good, and I'm really happy to take Jose Maria Jimenez back in loan. Tyus Brown, as you saw, we brought in again. It's just rough around the edges, good potential, can cover that right back role that we play, the right wing back, can play centre half. He's 23, he's English, he's valued quite highly, so there's a good chance of selling on. A couple of good loan spells in the Championship with Bolton, Preston, and Bristol City. And he's made a good start here already, getting 1 assist in these 2 games so far, so we're hoping to get a good bit of profit off of him as well. Shane Lowry's in for his experience. He's not happy, so I haven't played him too much, but we haven't been left-footed. Him, Wilson, kind of cover the same role. But he's a good aggressive defender. There's a lot of good attributes there. Pretty low contract as well for somebody his experience. So he only played 10 games last year, 2 so far this year. But he's had a decent career at Leyton Orient in the game so far, and he does a job as a rotation option. Javi Quintilla, or Javi Quintilla, however I want to pronounce it. Good young left back. I use him primarily as a left wing back to rotate with Lee Wallace to eventually become the next big thing. 2.1 million at 21. A lot of stats are kind of low mid-teens, and you know, as soon as the 13s become 14s and 15s, he looks like he could eventually become something really good. Great pedigree coming out of the Barca Academy. He's played 59 times for Barca B before we snapped him up in loan last season. And as I say, we finally got him in a permanent contract, so hopefully we can keep improving him. So he's very versatile, could even play central midfield and stuff. We're going to primarily keep him in positions that he's comfortable in. But I really do like the look of him. I think he could be a good player in the future, and the coach report's got him being a 4-star player. So it potentially be a star left back at this level. I don't know how good he could be at European level, but I definitely recommend him. Next time we get Danny Wilson. I'll always sign Danny Wilson. 25-year-old now, because it's a couple of seasons in. Does the job, his leadership and determination is good. He could be a wee bit better physically, even though he is pretty decent, but I mean, I expect him even better, because I know his PA's definitely been lowered from previous years when he was at Liverpool, but since we brought him in pretty much in the opening week, solid most times, great rating, 7.41 last season. Just think he's just awesome in this game, to be honest. He's always been one of the guys I'll always go to if I lead someday. Luca Gasparotto, I think, is probably going to go at the end of the season, which is a shame. Great potential, but with Danny Wilson only 3 years older than him, I just feel Luca's not progressed as much as we like him to. He has done great when he's come in, it's just we've not had a chance to give him opportunities. Lee Wallace, again, he's getting old now. He'll probably go at the end of the season and we'll go with Javi Quintilla. But he does a job, he bursts forward well, he could be a bit better mentally, and he's done well in the last couple of seasons. That Premier League season is a bit iffy, but he's getting assists, he's getting some goals every so often, and he's decent. DeAndre Yedlin is a surprise one. You look at him and think, meh. Physically he's good with his acceleration and pace, but he is really, really good. A lot of those stats, those 10s and 9s, I mean, a lot of them have been 8s and 9s before we got him. He's definitely progressed a hell of a lot with us. So, I mean, if we can get him even better than this, then I'll be really happy. As I say, it looks average at the moment, but the pace helps him. And he turned those 10s into 11s and etc. And he turns into a good player. Valued highly because he's from Tottenham. You see here, his loan spells at Wolves and MK Dons, never really done much, but look at that last season. 27 games, 6 goals, 11 assists. And a player of match for right wing back, just bombing forward on a 7.48. And he's already en route to get close to that with 1 assist and 4 so far. But it really has been spectacular for us, and I'm really, look at that, in Europe, 4 assists already. He is really good, despite his stats being pretty meh. I think he's one, definitely deceives the eye, that's for sure. Michael Jedinick is in for his mentals first off and foremost, just an experienced player in the middle of the park, just to lead the team, just to be that solid ball winner, just to kind of steady the ship. And as I say, I like to keep young squads, but to have somebody with that experience just sitting there is perfect. His career, managed to sell him 2.3 million. Palace, he went to Catania. pretty poor time there, so we got him for 700k. Done okay last season, a couple of injuries. Now he started to play again this year, but he's somebody good to have in that half-back role, just to put that experience in there and to just kind of settle the play. Gerard Gomba, again from Barcelona, deep line playmaker, with that awesome passing stat at 15, at 22, so he's got room to improve with that. But every start, as you see, 12s, 11s, 13s are in there. At 22, they're only going to get better. I just think he could be a perfect all-rounder. It won't be like a Xavi or amazing like that, but like a lesser version. So I'm happy with that. As you can see there, central. Thankfully he's got no negatives concerns. He's positive. He's hoping to learn a lot at Rangers, and I think he could be one for the future. Let's see if he's got any. He's labelled as the next Jose Luis Camero. So he's labelled the next him. I was interested to see if it said maybe a role model or anything like Xavi. The report tells us, we've got the coach report, again a 3-star ability. He's only my 4th choice central midfielder, but he is really good and he will be a leading player in the SPL for sure. Could probably make it definitely lower Premiership in my opinion. We have Joaquin, who would normally be starting, but was injured previously. I think he was given the rest. But the long shots are good, the first touch is good, passing's good, tackling's good. He can play in a variety of positions. Mentally he's very good, maybe can do a bit more determination and bravery and aggression. Even physically he's pretty damn okay. Worth 4.1 million because Tottenham had snapped him up. We've just got to show his report there, 3.5 star, possibly 4.5 star. He's already a star player in the SPL. You see here, Almeria have him at the start of the game, went to Tottenham for as little as 1.4 million. We spell it like the second team there. Went to Aberdeen, kept scoring against me, that's how I noticed him. Brought him in. And last season he was very, very consistent. 7.27 overall in the league. Nice and an okay start to this year. But his versatility and scoring vital goals at vital times definitely helps. Joaquin. Fraser Aird will do you in the Championship. Once you get to the next division, I changed my system, so that's how I didn't play him as much. Technically he's okay. Physically and mentally pretty poor. But I think he'll be one player that we'll probably let go at the end of the season. As you can see there, Championship was great, 16 assists, 8 goals. They could have dried up in the Premier League and he didn't play at all last season. But it's just one of those things and he wouldn't leave. Next one is the shock inclusion of Lewis Vaughan, who came here, as I said in previous videos, stats were all like 9s and 10s. That shows you when you've had a good loan spell, you've now improved. And at 21 he's already looking like a decent player with, again, the potential to get even better. He's played 3 games this year, 2 goals. And he's one player I'm really looking to see in the future to be possibly a starter at the club. 2 decent loan spells, Ross County and then St Mirren, getting the assists 1 year, goals the year before. He's already started off well here. And for 94k, he's definitely one player I think can definitely take his career to the next level here. Next up is Craig Sebald, again just brought in pretty recently, a loan spell last year at Livingston. And he's had a couple of occasions we've had to play him just to rotate the team. A couple of raw stats there, he does okay. I don't know if we'll make it full time, we may look to sell him, he's only on a 1 year deal anyway, so he may go at the end of the year. Lewis McLeod has been pretty decent for us as always. Values up to 3.1 million. Still only 23, great time to improve, he can improve his tackling, his marking, his passing. But he's been pretty solid for us. Hasn't played as much because we've been rotating the team, but again last year, 5 played matches, 4 goals, 2 assists, and just overall with those stats. Looks like he could be a player here pretty much for his whole career if he wants. Andres Pereira is the one that shocked me. Got him up to 2.5. His finishing's poor, but it's just stuff like his first touch, his dribbling, his flair, his technique, and just his fitness. Shocked me last season when he came up with 6 assists and 3 goals, but was very good in like cup competitions as well with 3 goals and 2 assists. I just feel he's one player that can definitely kick on, and we'll hopefully make a good bit of money off of him as well. Already started this season pretty well. Milos Antic out on loan. We'll probably keep him, but he just needs to keep improving. He's been a bit inconsistent, but he was brought young and hopefully we can cash in on him eventually. Only played 9 games last season and the season before that. And now he's having a loan spell at St Mirren to try and get some confidence from Glasgow at St Mirren. Gary Mackay-Steven has been absolutely woeful. Compared to my Paderborn save, he just never really turns up, so I think we'll try and punt him in January, if not definitely going to end of the season. Career stats, 32 and 5 in his first season. Last year barely played because of the system change, and he's just been woeful in general. This guy has been the MVP of this team, Vladimir Yurchenko. Just all the stats that went up, his finishing, his first touch, dribbling's good, passing's good, technique's good, vision, just everything you want in a number 10. It's been absolutely exceptional. Could probably work on more in his mental and his physical side of things. But look at that last season, 32 games in either MC or attack mid-centre. 18 goals, 5 of them were penalties. 13 assists and 6 played in matches, 7.61. Not bad for a Bosman. Simply outstanding, and definitely a guy I'd recommend highly. I think he's going to be our player this season again, the guy that we base our team around. He's injured at the moment, just coming back. When he does, he will be that MVP like last season, player of the year. Christopher Olsen's a weird one, contracts up at the end of the season. He's steadily improving, the determination at 20 certainly helps him, but at 22 I really need him to get a wee bit better. There's decent stats and decent places, the passing's good, but hopefully over time we'll hopefully improve him this year and maybe keep him on. Average loan spell at Dundee, before that is loan spells at Port Vale and Midtjylland, so we'll see what happens, but hopefully he's one player we can keep on. Isaiah Brown's on loan from Chelsea, good pace, good natural fitness, good acceleration. He's here to just be a poacher, but I definitely think he'll turn out to be a world class player down the line, so it's good that we've got him in here to try and take advantage of his potential and his decent current ability, and hopefully he can fire us in some goals. And he's playing in the Premiership last season, 6 goals in 27 games, so hopefully he can get some goals in the SPL and hopefully can fire us towards another league title. As I say, Sandro we've already covered from Barcelona. Another one from Barcelona, we kind of like our Barcelona players here, is Erin Gungor, and he's awesome hair. Good youngster, I'd seen him recommended to me. We tried to bring him in last January, but he just moved from Malmo to Barca, so he played for 2 clubs, so I had to wait. I just felt he's finishing at 19 and a lot of other good attributes, and the determination at 20 is a good. There's a lot of room for him to improve and a good potential, but we'll give him a try, we'll see how he's done. He's been okay so far, not really started, but more as a sub. You see the youngster coming through at Malmo, and then 21 goals in 34 games for Barca B in Liga Adelante, so he's been good at Barca B level, and hopefully we can aid his development. Talking about aiding development, we've brought in Ante Koric from Sevilla. This was a major coup because I think he's one of the players that turns out very good in FM. The dribbling's good, the first touch is good, he plays good in that Trek or Engosh role, just depending on where you want to play him. Good flair player, agility's good, natural fitness is very good, and he's already resulted with 5 goals already, as you see here. First season you can get him for as little as 750k, which Dynamo sold him to Sevilla for. 3 stints at Sevilla's B team and then the Real Oviedo before not really playing last year in the first team, so we've took him in loan and hopefully we can give him that next step in his career ladder as he progresses to become a world class star. Quick touch on Iliev, he's out on loan at Aberdeen. Pretty average so far, but hopefully with his stats, there is room to be a decent player here. The loan spells at Hearts and Inverness before, we just need him to kick on because there is a player there, he's just not really performed at the moment. Billy Mackay, he frustrates me, and you'll see why. All these goals for Inverness, signs for us, doesn't score. After that, doesn't score. Then goes out and scores 16 goals, so I thought we tried to sell him, nor do we take him. We had better options up front, so we'll just loan him to Partick Thistle for this year. Kenneth Sahori, again, good potential, but I think we're going to try and sell him. 10 clubs want him. There's a lot of clubs in England, I don't know how they're going to loan him because it's cross-border. But as I say, with good physicals, it just needs a bit more composure and stuff like that. It's going to let him down. I think he'll go at the end of the season. Say he was at Fiorentina, decent loan spell at Göteborg, scored 5 goals in his first season for us, but last year rarely used and not used this year. Sam Gallagher came in from Southampton, the ex-Plymouth youngster, who's had good spells at Forest and Brentford, and this was a no-brainer. You'll see in the other video how good he's been for us so far, but good physicals again, good young target man with a lot of room to improve. We've been focused on the heading, the finishing, the mental side of things, and he could be a good player, so we'll use him well this year. And hopefully he's one player we can bring in permanently, I'd like to see that. Osman Sale we'll just quickly go over because he's out in loan, he's probably going to get sold as quickly as possible. He was decent for Hearts in the 2 seasons there, we barely played him, just couldn't fit him in. We've won with St Johnstone, and now he's at Hearts. Craig Whiting has been absolutely outstanding. He was brought in last year. Good young player, only 20, but a lot of potential. The heading's good, the first touch is good, passing, finishing, technique. The mentals are already very good for somebody at that age, and physically pretty decent. You'll see here for the coach report, potential to be a 4-star player. So there's potential to be a star player, but I've seen him go to like Liverpool and stuff in previous saves. I think he could be good. 7 goals on loan at Dundee last season, already 2 and 4 for us. I think he's going to be hopefully a Scotland international in the future. As far as under 20s go, we've only got a couple that are really good prospects. Robin McCrory's pretty much going to get put in as Traps number 2 next season, unless I can get him out on loan, but he's just great. Stats, rushing out's maybe a bit poor. 1-on-1s could do some improvement, but apart from that, if we can get him commanding his area, maybe get him concentrating a bit more and stuff like that on the mental side of things, but he has good potential, and they've already got him up at 4-star potential as well, and already a 3-star potential, 3-star ability keeper, so already better than Cammy Bell. So he'll be second choice next year, or he'll get known, but he is one for the future. Him aside, if I just quickly go to assistant reports, there isn't many coming through the system, unfortunately. Ross Lyon looks decent. He had unfortunately a bad injury, so his potential abilities went down, but he's got good ability there. We'll let him have a loan spell, we'll give him another new contract, and we'll give him out to he's maybe 21, 22. If he doesn't make it, then it's just an unfortunate that injury's derailed his ability, his potential, and his development. As I say, other ones you might see would be Antich, you've already looked at, and maybe the likes of a Ross Leslie or something, but I'd seriously doubt it. The intake's been pretty poor so far, and it's one thing we're definitely looking to improve. So that's it for this video, guys. As I say, it was just a kind of look over the team that's going to take us into the 2017-18 season. My next video will detail the start of the 2017-18 season and the eventful ride so far. So again, guys, I hope you enjoyed either your Hogmanay. Hope you're not suffering too much in New Year's Day if it's there when you're watching it. And until next time, this is 21 Maxwell, and I'll see you all real soon. Bye bye.